filmmaker. Welcome to Afternoon Express. I'm Bonnie Woolley. Lovely to have you with us. How are you, Jeannie?
Oh my God, so good. My ultimate girl crush ever is in the loft today. She's literally the most beautiful girl I've ever seen in my entire life. She is from Cape Town originally, went to Los Angeles, and then became like the most famous superstar model. She's the face of Kylie Jenner lip kit. She almost kissed Usher. I mean, this girl is literally amazing. Plus, this weekend, Cape Town plays host to an international women's golf tournament called the South African Women's Masters. And we'll be chatting to the defending champion from the UK, as well as two local sisters who are making waves on the golf scene and have their eyes on the cup this year.
She's not the only good-looking person we have in the loft today. We do have Vincent Ntunja, who is a Gugulethu-born model and basketball player. And he's recently started a commercial directed by Ritchie, one of my favorite directors. He directed Snatch, Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels. And then we've also got Siyethemba Duma, who's also known as Matt, and he's a designer. And we'll have a live fashion show. We haven't had one of those in a while.
I know.
And speaking of fashion shows, I found out that apparently Jeannie walked into wardrobe and she was supposed to be wearing this here top and pants. And then she was like, screw the pants.
Well, this is
going to wear the top as a dress.
I thought it would look nice as a dress. Don't you think it looks cute as a dress? But it's actually a top.
It's not a dress, that's a top.
Speaking about fashion sense, our social media question for the day is, how would you describe your personal style? Let us know on our Facebook page, Afternoon Express. Now, it's getting to that time. I'm getting a little hungry. Let's see what's cooking in the kitchen.
So much to be made on the show today. So much to be made, I'm sure, with Mr. Clem Pedro in the loft with us today. Good afternoon, South Africa. Can you believe it? Last day of an Obama presidency.
How are you feeling about it?
Don't know just yet. I think we're going to have to wait for it to sort of settle in before we actually find out what that means. We're all a little bit sad about this whole deal. Maybe the world will change as of tomorrow. But I know lives are going to be changed after this meal today. Jeannie's stomach is going to be changed after this meal today. So much to be done on the show. What have you got planned?
So we're talking about healthy snacking today, some great healthy snacking alternatives. But then I'm going to take some of those healthy snacks and make something more substantial.
Lovely.
So I'm going to do some quinoa nut-crusted chicken. How does that sound?
Yummy. It sounds so yummy. You've made something similar before, like a sort of coconut-crusted chicken, but this quinoa is such a nice flavour.
Everybody's loving quinoa right now,
yes,
especially with nuts as well, adding so much more flavour to it. So we're going to give it a try. I think it's going to be awesome.
Lovely. I wonder how you're going to bow tie all of those back together, right? So really cool recipes we made on the show today. All the details will come up a little bit later on. How you can SMS those details can come through a little bit later. So make that you guys go and check that out. We've got some chicken that I need to... I need to tell you about the keyword, which is really cool. It's called chicken. That keyword is 33650. The SMS number, you got to SMS it to. It'll cost you 115. Your free SMSs don't apply. I'm a little bit flustered. Can you tell?
No.
Carmen Solomons is here.
I thought you were flustered because of that bow tie you're wearing. Cape Town-born model Carmen Solomons' career blew up in 2016 when she moved to the USA and got noticed by Kylie Jenner and was booked to do a campaign for Kendall and Kylie's clothing line. One thing led to another, and she became one of the faces of Kylie's cosmetic line as well. Plus, she recently featured in a new Drake music video. We're lucky enough to have her in our loft today while she's back in SA.
Hi, girls.
Welcome. I'm so in love with you.
I feel the same way about you, Jeannie. I'm like, I can't believe I'm finally getting to meet you.
I was so happy to meet you. Now, you come from Cape Town. You're from Bellville originally.
And then, from Kraaifontein.
From Kraaifontein. Yes. Then you were discovered when you were 16, and your first modelling job was literally your first time on an airplane, first time overseas. It was just huge.
Huge. That I first booked a really big campaign, flown in Joburg, first time I flew.
Yeah.
I definitely had to prepare myself, center, Husa. Like, I got off the plane, a huge photographer was shooting me, so I definitely studied a lot of like poses, and I just kept my composure throughout the whole shoot, knowing that he's shooting me, so I basically played the part.
Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible. And with that moment where you got discovered and suddenly your life changed, because subsequently you then moved to LA and so many other things happened. How overwhelming was it, and what did you do to keep up or to just stay grounded?
Oh, well, I was discovered when I was 16, and I first wanted to finish school. So I was still at school, living at home, and then when I was 18, I started traveling. So when the big move to LA was basically I built up myself, my confidence in order to get there.
How did you do that?
Well, a whole lot of shoots, introducing myself, playing the parts with everyone, like traveling. I was traveling all the time for every 3 months. I was going around meeting new people. So it definitely boosted my confidence. I know, girl.
It's a pity he's not good looking.
Wow.
Now, you've got literally the most exotic face, but I heard that when you're in LA, so many people approach you and say, like, what are you? Where are you from? Because
Definitely, I was
you've got such
receiving
an
that
unusual
question
look.
so many times, but I embraced it because it was my opportunity to speak to everyone on a huge platform and explain to them the huge diversity we have in South Africa.
Absolutely.
Because, I mean, yeah, on Instagram, I just had to put it out there and explain to them South Africans have such a unique, diverse look, so that was my platform to explain to them, this is me, South Africa, but there's a little bit of everything in here.
I actually have a confession to make because my first introduction to you and when I first saw your face was actually when I bought a painting by Lionel Smith. And so you were his muse. So if you look at a lot of Lionel Smith, who's a famous artist who did our sculpture and our painting, he's such an incredible artist and he used your face as his muse. And I've got the painting at home.
Amazing.
Oh, wow.
Your face.
Incredible.
Okay. I'm in Jeannie's house.
So now you're living in West Hollywood, and what is life like there?
Life is amazing. It's always sunny outside.
Absolutely.
So I definitely have like the energy to go out and work out. I'm always in a positive mood. It is Hollywood, so there's a lot of there's weird things happening all the time. But me as an individual, I've got to stay grounded in myself. Like you're in Hollywood, it's really cutthroat. It's definitely not easy. It's where I've been, my whole journey has been a struggle, but I finally got there, and through this, it's just made me the person that I am today.
Okay, but let's discuss being down to earth. What's it like being besties with the Kardashians and the Jenners?
They are super down to earth, though. Like everyone, the media has blown them up in a certain way, so everyone has a different perception of them. But they are the sweetest girls I've ever met. I would say that they are the best entrepreneurs I've ever seen in females. Like everyone can look up to them because they're always busy with the next step. They're always busy, always creating, which is amazing to see in females because, I mean, females are power at the end of the day.
So you're one of the faces now for Kylie Jenner's makeup line. How did that come about?
Well, I just moved to a new agency, and my agent called me one morning. I was about to go to gym. He's like, oh, Kylie and Kendall saw your look, and they booked me directly. And I mean, I was stoked. I was amazed. Like Kylie is super sweet. She loves using diverse girls all the time. So I kind of also called it upon the universe. Like I would really like to work with the Kardashians. They're my favorite people. So I called it out into the universe.
Amazing. And you'd modelled for their clothing line as well. And I mean, you're good friends with them.
Yeah, I won't say like besties, but we have a
you're
really
cool.
good,
You're
good.
down.
Can we discuss your kiss with Usher?
I mean, it wasn't really a kiss.
Why was it an almost kiss? Was it
almost kiss? Got
you're supposed to bag that deal. What is going on?
When you're that close, you just go a little bit closer.
You just fall onto the lips.
That's my thing. I'm like really not into short guys, and he was standing on a little like a little milk carton to be as tall as me. I'm like, no.
Okay, what about Drake for
I
you?
see you were like giving him like a I feel sorry for you pat.
Oh, hello, girl.
Hey now.
Okay, but now what about Drake? Because you were in his music video. Surely he was like when you were on set, he was like, so what was doing
was he
afterwards?
spicing you?
He definitely was. I must say, Drake has no idea of personal space. Like, when he's talking, he's really close to my face. Yeah, this was on the shoot.
I wonder why he was really close to you.
Well, on the shoot, I got there, and there was like 1 million girls, and I was one of them, and I kind of like walked out, because I'm not a music video kind of girl. So I called my agent, and I'm like, listen, I'm out.
Why am I here?
Why am I here? I'm about to leave. And as soon as I was about to leave, he came to me, he's like, no, I need you to be like one of the main girls, so can you stay? And I'm like, okay, I can do that.
Did you spice him back?
A little. I love you. Drake, of course.
Yeah, that's how you roll. That's how you do.
That's actually, local, you know, it's international, you know, get together, you gotta like give them a little bit of something.
A little bit of that South African butter.
I know.
Carmen, I'm so happy that you are here. You're amazing.
Girl.
You're going to spend the day with us. I'm literally going to take about 1,000,002 selfies with you.
We're on it, girl.
We're going to quickly see what social media is saying. Let's have a look. Okay, so today's question, and today, of course, is filled with good-looking people. Tell us how you define your personal style. Let's have a look and see what you said. Okay, Hlengiwe says, mine is simple elegance with very few accessories as possible because I don't want to look like a Christmas tree. Nice. I'm the opposite. I love to look like a Christmas tree. Then Portia said modest. And then Sir Avile says, my style is unique for I don't utilize anyone's methodology or follow any trend. Ooh. I personify my style and keep it as authentic as I can. Somebody else with a very unique style is Danilo.
Why, thank you, Jeannie. Yes, coming up after the break on Afternoon Express, the fashion is going to continue and the models are going to continue. I'm sitting down on the couch, an absolutely inspiring young man. Vincent Ntunja is going to be joining us in the loft. This man has been a basketball player for South Africa. He's modelled for international campaigns. This guy's also done incredible work for his community. He was quoted as saying that if you can survive the streets of eKasi, you can just survive anywhere in the world. We'll unpack more of that next. Welcome back to Afternoon Express, where our guests today are filled with super good looks. Our next guest is Vincent Ntunja. He's not only a professional model as well as a TV presenter, but he also spends most of his time giving back to his community, which is what we love most about the gentleman. He's represented South Africa as a basketball player at junior as well as senior level and uses the sport to reach out to at-risk youth with the NGO Hoops for Hope. It's really cool to have you in our loft with us today, dude.
Thank you very much, Mr. D.
Dude, I'm so inspired by your journey. I mean, that quote that I mentioned before the ad break, you saying that if you can survive the streets of eKasi, you can survive anywhere in the world. Why do you feel like it was such a survival struggle for you? Talk me through your beginning few years.
Well, it defines just the obstacles that you face in the township on a daily basis, you know. So if you survive the township life, you're bound to succeed anywhere on this planet, because I say, even when I speak to kids, that you have an option when you walk out of your house to walk left or walk right, or take that route that will take straight, which is going to be a bit longer, a bit of hard working. But it's just a term that I use, and it works because, I mean, at the end of the day, you just break the odds. You have that spirit of knowing that you can conquer anything.
What's on the left and what's on the right?
I mean, many obstacles. It's either you can join the gangsters, you can turn right and want to be the quick money-making scheme where drugs, all some other social ills that are surrounding you. So it's easy to be influenced in that. But I mean, having the heart, having the mind to just overcome those, then it says a lot. Right.
So you chose the sort of straight path. You chose the path of most success, and it's borne so many fruit in your life, and it's kind of brought you back to the streets to kind of start to educate people on what you went through. But life wasn't easy for you. I think a lot of people who say that you leave eKasi, you know, you got all the opportunities, everything was handed to you on a silver platter. It wasn't your life. I mean, you lost your father at 12, had to raise both of your brothers, raised by a single mother at the same time. Your father was an incredibly successful footballer, and he wanted to follow in your footsteps, but you didn't want to. Let's talk a bit about how you got involved in sport and how that saved you.
Well, it's another story as well that I like to tell the world about, because, I mean, it's so inspiring to me, even the fact that being born with from a father who was gifted, left-footed, playing in Gugs for Cape Town Pirates, and then because of his talent, he was just stabbed, you know, because it can happen easily in the township. But then, as a 12-year-old, I either had a right or feel that I need to do a revenge or something of that sort. But I just chose to say that let me use the legacy that he probably has created already to make something out of myself. And then I did play a little bit of soccer, but I mean, it's something that I knew that I was good at, but opportunities were limitless, you know. But I didn't let that hinder my progress as well. And then that's when I just got by chance to meet the game of basketball, seeing these guys coming from training, playing this funny sport in the hood, and like, you guys snobs, what is this? I mean, you're supposed to be kicking this, not showing this. Because I mean, anyone who plays basketball with hands is usually known as netball players. That's what I know of a sport that's played by hands, you know. So eventually we would come from training, chase these guys off the court, you know, and then we started shooting, and then 3 months later, there were trials for Western Province, and then out of that, they needed 15 players, and I was cut, in the last of those, you know. I was like, I mean, if I work harder the next year, I can make the national team the following year. I mean, just go from province to national team even. So that's exactly what happened, because I woke up every day in the morning, said that this is a change of mindset, I want to be in that team. And it actually eventually opened doors for me because in that only 6 months of me playing, I got a chance to go meet one of the greatest basketballers of all time, Michael Jordan.
What?
You know, so it was just that change of mentality at that instant that made things possible for me even today.
Man. And your life has just been one uphill, like sort of, well, not uphill sounds like it's a challenge, but it was one huge success from then on. You played for South Africa, like you said, got to meet some incredible people, traveled the world, and then went to university to go and study. And you were involved in sports as well at university. And that's where you discovered your love for modeling by just randomly being selected as a football player in a really cool ad campaign.
Yeah, funny enough, when I was a kid, I would even just with my friends, when we were browsing magazines, I would be like, if I see a guy, like, I can do this.
Yeah.
You know, I said it with so much confidence because I felt that I can be able to do it. But like I said, the chance was not there at the moment. And then obviously, like when you call it to the universe once again, you know that you're going to meet it sometime later. So while I was still studying at CPUT, getting my degree there, I got a chance where just to start in an advert. And then eventually after that, I was selected to say you deserve to be in an agency. And then from there on, it just
exploded
went
from
one good to another.
Because what recently got all the attention was the fact that you're in a very cool international campaign that's being being broadcast in about 90 different countries, produced and directed by one of the biggest names in the world. So it's really exciting to see you flourish in that space. But I really quickly want to focus on your career and the way that you've brought sport back into the community. Because you go visit your mum often, you still live in Gugs, and you really just even had a basketball court named after you by the community. Why is that such a soft spot for you? Why go back?
I understand fully what those kids go through on a daily basis. I mean, having an opportunity now where I can be able to change their lives, where I can be able to just give them a chance. You know, I mean, a chance is good enough where you can make something out of that. So giving me back, it helps me in that sense because I understand fully just hosting coaching clinics all around Western Cape, even with the intentions to branch out to Africa, you know, because I fully understand that we need role models in our townships nowadays. That's what we lack most, you know, where people, you can say, I look up to this person, and then eventually want to emulate what he or she does, and then be a successful human being overall. Now we tend to find, and focus more on the negatives because it's what you see on a daily basis, but it's not the case. So you try to use the embodiment of you, yourself, of achieved so much to say that you can also be able to do this, you know, it can be achievable. I mean, nothing is impossible.
Yes, you've created that same out that you got when you were young. What I find exciting is that, obviously on the show today, we interviewed a whole bunch of models. Your story has been incredibly inspiring on how you still continue to give to the community. Please continue to do that. But we asked people online exactly what their personal style is. How would you describe what your personal style is?
Well, it's defined by the streets and knowing, obviously, just the way you look you'll be looked at in some point or way. So you have to just, when you dress up, knowing that you feel good about it, when you step off your home, you just know that you're just going to rock the streets.
Love it. So it's all about the attitude with which you wear it. Some of your comments that came through, I think we've read this one already. There's one from Elisa who says, today is my day off. I'm going to watch Afternoon Express. I guess that's not your personal style, but a cool comment nonetheless. And let's see what else we've got over here. Andy G says, mine is simple as long as it's something that you won't see on everybody. So something slightly different. Oratile says, I'm ghetto. So hip-hop style, it's me. And that's the one direction that I like to follow. Thank you for that one. And Angel Maseko says, classy. I love to dress up like a celebrity, even if I'm a short girl. There's no such thing, Angel. Just dress up like yourself, man. Look as beautiful as you can do. Thanks for all your comments. Keep them coming through. We'd love to hear from you on our Facebook page, Afternoon Express. Over to you, ladies.
And I wouldn't worry about being short anyway. I'm short. I mean, I'm wearing a top as a dress.
Yeah, how's that top going?
I love it.
It's gorgeous. Lots of beautiful people on the show, but one thing we always are is inspiring, but more beauty when we return, because we chat to Siyethemba Duma, designer from Joburg, also known as Matt, and he's also made some gorgeous clothes that our models are going to be modelling.
Exactly. Yeah. And, of course, my favourite, Carmen Solomons, will be modelling in this amazing Matt Nolan fashion show.
You also just shared with me during the break that you've got a painting of her in your home.
Yeah, the Lionel Smith one. It's in front of my bed. I see it every single day, and it's her face. It's like the two. Oh, gorgeous.
Wow, this is a match made in heaven.
I know.
Don't go away.
Hashtag Girl Crush. See you after the break. Welcome back to Afternoon Express. I'm busy thinking, Bonnie, why are you sitting so far from me? Usually we like spoon on this couch. Now,
Siyethemba Duma started his label Matt Nolan just a short few years ago, and his designs have taken the South African fashion world by storm. And recently he was asked to showcase at Johannesburg Fashion Week, where he presented his most successful collection to date, a Spring-Summer 2017 collection, which got all the magazines turning the spotlight on this young talent.
yeah. Welcome to the show. I absolutely love your stuff. I mean, I think I started following you on Instagram and then just liking everything that you do. You are so ridiculously talented. Why did you decide to, when you started your label, call it Matt Nolan as opposed to your name?
My birth name is Siyethemba Duma, but my second name is Matthew. And I don't know, I feel like I'm not blessed with a name that has a ring to it.
Yeah.
So Matt Nolan had a better ring than Siyethemba Duma. And I just felt like I wanted the clothes to have their own personality and not me.
So you just threw in a Nolan?
Well, Nolan was my dad's name.
Oh, I love it.
So I just merged Matt for Matthew and Nolan.
It's a very chic name, Nolan. Just like your
Rolls
clothes.
down your tongue.
Yeah. Now, a lot of the times when designers enter the scene, one of the thoughts that's at the back of their mind is, or a challenge rather, is how saturated the industry is and how competitive it is. But what is it that made you believe that you had something unique to offer that nobody had ever seen before?
I think it was a very calculated move from my side because a lot of the local designers do a lot of evening stuff. So you see a lot of color, a lot of glitz, a lot of red carpet dresses, and no one does ready to wear.
Yeah.
And I saw that gap, and I feel like a lot of, I'm sure you guys would agree with this. How many times a week do you get dressed in print?
I'm the wrong person to ask.
Okay, we spoke about the Christmas tree earlier, so...
I'm a bit of a classic girl, so...
But I feel like a lot of people get dressed in a lot of neutrals, plains during the week.
Yeah,
exactly.
But they expect designers to have bright, colourful clothes.
Yeah, you need basics.
And I make clothes for women to wear, and hence I moved towards the ready-to-wear direction more than the red carpet.
Yeah. But you know what I do love about your style is that you've got like simple lines and it comes across as elegant, but then you'll throw in a little bit of drama.
There has to be drama.
I love it.
There
I
has
mean,
to be
what's your
drama.
process? I mean, how do you... Because I can't even draw a stick man. So when I see someone with this talent, I just think, like, where does it come from? Do you just sit and sketch all day? Or, I mean, how does it happen?
Recently, I think about a year ago, I stopped sketching because I realized that every time I sketch, the design is fixed. It can never change after the sketch.
Wow.
But the moment I just move towards fabric and start cutting, I can change my mind as I go. And that's where the drama comes in. And I feel like it has a lot to do with my personality. I'm also very laid back, but people that know me really well will tell that I'm very dramatic.
Yeah.
That should have a bit of a twist.
Yeah, so it's modern minimalism with a bit of drama.
Yeah.
Wow.
You got your foot in your door, foot in the door with quite an interesting project that took place at Durban Fashion Week. What was it?
It was the KZN Fashion Council.
Yeah.
They had a program called 21 Steps to Retail.
Yeah.
So what that is a group of designers from KZN, all who have graduated, and it's a 6-month program. So if you are willing to enroll, they will take you in, and it's intense. So they focus on getting your stuff out there, retail, the business side of things, just understanding how the business side of fashion and not just the glam.
Yeah.
So that's what the program was about. And I was one of 3 designers chosen to come and showcase at SA Fashion Week.
Brilliant.
So that was my first collection.
Right. And speaking of which, how easy is it for designers to marry their talent with the retail side of things? I mean, is that getting better for designers in South Africa, or are there more platforms emerging? What needs to happen in that space?
I hope it's getting better, because there's no use in making all these beautiful clothes and they're just collecting dust in your wardrobe.
Yeah.
Because clothes have a 6-month period to live. So if I don't get any use out of my collection for that 6 months from the launch period till the end of 6 months, it's dead.
Yeah.
I can never make money from it. It's like with the collection that I produced at Fashion Week.
So
that
then how do you sell your clothes? Online or in stores?
Online.
Okay.
We haven't sealed a deal with any stores yet, but we're looking for...
But online is the way forward. Can we have a look at some of your things?
Yes.
I'm sure you're all dying at home to see some of these amazing, amazing designs.
Absolutely.
So let's see what you've got. Will you talk us through them when they come out? Oh, hello.
This is the favorite at Fashion Week. Everyone loved this look. and that's one of my bell sleeve off-the-shoulder tops. Also has drama, as you can see. And yeah, those are bell bottoms. They're still huge right now, I feel.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
need those bell bottoms.
I mean, they're also classic bell bottoms, and the fabric's very classic, and the color.
Yeah.
I can see that with a beautiful, crisp, bright shirt. It's a timeless look.
It is,
Yeah.
it is, it is.
You are very much a Matt Nolan girl.
Yeah.
I totally
Actually,
Absolutely.
yes, yes.
Wow.
So this was also very much based on the trend, the spring-summer trend.
Love.
Which was all about sleeves, and obviously there has to be drama as much as the pants are
Exactly.
a champagne.
I actually saw those pants in black. Amanda Dupont had a pair.
Yeah, there's
and
a
I was
variation,
Like, oh,
yeah.
I'm obsessed.
I love
look
that
good on
sheer
her.
top. It's
Yeah.
so sexy.
Love.
Ooh.
I can totally see myself in that.
Yeah, you
That
look
looks good
great
on
in
her.
that. That's very you.
Love.
Gorgeous. What inspired this look?
I focused a lot on the 70s, but tried to make it very modern. So when you look at the bell bottoms have always been touching the ground. So when I tried to make it very modern here, that's when I started with the asymmetrical hem at the bottom. So it's just like, when I design, I try and understand what the woman really wants. So I'm
Yes.
constantly surrounded by women and checking with them if I'm on the right track.
Your shapes are so flattering to a woman's form. Like, you know where to tuck it in at the waist. And why do you only design for women?
I feel like I understand women better.
Yeah, I love you.
I understand women better, and I come from a household with just women.
Really.
Wow. And of course, women are the easiest to understand.
And they're just so beautiful.
Yeah, you're a genius.
I feel like I'll never understand women.
Oh, and of course, the most beautiful woman in the world.
Wow.
In the most sensational dress.
I love white. It's one of my favorite colors in clothing, and she looks
looks good on
exquisite
her.
in it.
Looks
Those
good.
sleeves, they've got
Yeah,
this
it's so
long
elegant.
tray, and it's
Sweeping
So
the floor.
dreamy, very romantic
good on
and
her.
strong at the same time. So, are there any big names that you'd love to work with or dress or collaborate with?
A lot.
Tell me. Other than Carmen Solomons, of course.
Comment. Locally or internationally?
both. Whoever inspires you,
I feel like Rihanna's personality
of
Yeah.
course.
would totally define what I'm trying to do in terms of
Amazing.
getting the brand out there. And locally, and Lupita, obviously. I feel like Lupita is...
She is outstanding.
Lupita does minimalism the best way. And
Right,
I think we've
right.
only seen Lupita in print once, and that's because of Vogue. But besides that, Lupita's always in minimalism, and I love that about her. And locally, I think I have the ladies next to me.
We're obsessed with you. And you are so on
Right
point.
answer.
Thank you so much for coming through and chatting
thank
to
you
us.
so much for having me.
You
I
are
appreciate it.
absolutely amazing, and best wishes with your collection.
you so
I'm sure
much.
you will
I'm
continue
sure
to
you'll soar.
Hope so too.
Let's have a look and see what's going on social media.
Social media, yeah. We asked you, how would you define your personal style? And this is what some of you had to say.
Okay. Melby says, my style is a mixture of old pieces with modern ones. Here I'm wearing my mum's jersey with leggings. Hashtag epic show, guys. Love that.
I love it.
Love the show. Elmo for King says, simple yet classic. Then Heinz down below that says, my style goes without season, but very simple and unique.
Yeah.
Then... the final one is Primrose Scholar says, my style is an infusion mixed with a whole lot of Jeannie D and Bonnie and Booley. Girl, you must be...
Right answer
Right
again.
answer again.
No, but for real, thank you so much for sending those in. It's interesting, the themes that keep coming up in the descriptions are simple and classic.
Yeah, Rafilwe says, my style, it's defined where I'm going. I don't wear heels if I'm going shopping. I love fashion and being stylish. Well, I love heels. Yesterday was the first day that I wore flat shoes on a TV show ever. And you know what I realised? I can't think straight in flats.
You don't think straight and flat.
I can't think straight in flats.
That's so funny.
Thank you so much for all of your social media interactions. Let's go and see what's happening in Ikitsin.
We'd love to hear more from you guys about what defines your personal style. Send us all those photos. This is some of you already sending through those pics. We'd love, love, love to see them. Do you ever know what defines your personal style?
I think I spend so much time in the kitchen, I'm trying to wear something that's not going to get ruined the second oil splashes on it.
Yeah, I hear you. So coming up after the break, Clem and I are going to be making sure that we get rid of the sort of like cleanliness of it all. We're going to get nice and dirty in the kitchen, making something so yum. It's got to do with chicken, it's got to do with quinoa, and we're crusting it, and it's going to be delicious. Don't miss it. Coming up next. Welcome back to Afternoon Express. We're in the favourite spot in the lot where you can just let your hair down and have some fun and enjoying making delicious meals with us on the show today. Clem Pedro's got a delicious recipe that involves quinoa crusted chicken. And yes, I say quinoa. Most people say?
Quinoa.
Or quinoa.
Or quinoa. But it's spelled really oddly. Let me hold it up. It's Q-U-I-N-O-A, but it's pronounced quinoa.
Quinoa. It makes no sense whatever from like a phonetic perspective, but
it doesn't.
So for those of you who've been calling it quinoa your whole life and have always wondered what is this quinoa thing, you now know it's one and the same. And we're going to show you how to use it in the recipe today, because this dish is really cool, because it can be a sort of snack if you want, but it can also be a full meal in its own right if you put them two together. So in this part, what we're going to do is show you how to crust your chicken to make that super delicious, and then later we'll show you how to make a delicious side that doesn't involve, like it's vegetable, so it doesn't involve too much of the unhealthy stuff.
Sure. You're kind of the wrong person to ask, because I know you're quite healthy, but what do you think, or what would you normally go for as a snack during the day?
Oh, that's interesting, because I carry a lot of stuff. I carry a lot of fruits, I carry a lot of nuts around at home, and then also I generally trying to keep things snack-sized. So if I honestly will make like myself like a sort of chicken schnitzel or whatever it is, and then keep that sort of as a portion-sized thing, because the dietitian said I must carry a little box, and it must have a certain amount of vegetables, green vegetables, yellow vegetables as well, and then it must have some kind of proteins in there, and then cheese.
I was really hoping for like a 20-second answer.
Sorry, I gave you a whole hour-long show.
Sorry, guys, we have no time to complete this recipe.
Catch up next week on Afternoon Express. I get all the details and wing it, I guess.
So the point I was trying to make is that a lot of people tend to go for the unhealthy things, you know? So it's not going to be something that's going to sustain you throughout the day. It's going to be something that gives you kind of a boost like right now. So it's chocolates, it's chips. These snacks are really amazing. I spoke about these quinoa little snacks. They come with mixed nuts already. So these as a snack are awesome because it's low GI, full of fiber, and it gives you the energy you actually need to be sustained throughout the day.
So people actually forget this. You need carbs throughout your day to keep the energy levels up throughout the day. So don't ever neglect having carbs during the day. Don't only have it for breakfast and like a sort of muesli.
Exactly.
You got the proteins in there too, which is good.
That's right. Dad, I'm going to give this to you, and I'm going to ask you to start pounding away and break the cake down. To that, I'm going to add a little bit of cumin. Your only job is to pound that. Okay.
Oh gosh.
And
no
some paprika.
pressure. So you're adding kind of sort of like Eastern sort of flavors to this dish.
Yeah, that's right. Kind of. I'm just trying to incorporate a lot of flavor. If it doesn't want to crush like Dad's doing right now, guys, don't worry. Give it to me. Give it to me. I'm going to just chop it all up. Oh, no, it's cool. It's cool. I did well. Cool. So what I'm going to do is a simple braiding method. Chicken goes into the eggy wash. And then
flour goes in there too. That's just a binding agent.
Yeah. And that's going to be the first crumb on our chicken. There we go. Let me not get it all over the place. How's it going there, Dan?
It's going well. I'm just trying to get it down to slightly finer textures. And when you get this into the oven, it's slightly more even, but it's looking good.
So chicken's a great source for protein because we know, chicken breast, sorry, because we know it's quite lean.
Cool, so you can just hoy that in there.
There we go. It's quite lean, and you don't need that extra fat through the day. It's really great. Keeps you going for a long time, especially if you're hitting the gym.
Hit the gym, bro. Yeah, especially going in the kind of mornings. You've got to replenish your energies during sort of breakfast time, but then later on in the day, to sustain those energy levels, you need your proteins in there, you need your fats in there, as well as you're going to need your carbohydrates. So quinoa, a little bit like that, is such a long sort of acting like sort of carbohydrate. It keeps you going for a very, very long time. It's low GI. The nuts obviously got all the right oils and proteins in it, and then your chicken's your protein.
Okay, cool. So now what's really great is these you can braid before the time. So you can braid these a night before the time and let them sit in the fridge. Now, I don't know, I like waking up really early in the morning and kind of getting ready for my day. So I would actually have time to pop that in the oven and get ready for the day.
Lovely.
So those go to the oven, really, like super quick, 15 minutes. Really good. You'll start smelling it, but that's when you know it's done.
Okay.
From there, pop it into your lunchbox, and you've got your protein part of your lunchbox sorted for the day. But when we come back later, I'm going to show you how we put this to make a beautiful plate of like roasted pumpkin with it, a little bit of a salad.
Yummy. Yummy, yummy, yummy. That sounds so delicious. But if you want to get this in the meantime, just start getting the details on your mobile device. You can SMS the keyword chicken to 33650. It'll cost you R1.50, and those free SMSs do not apply. So you mentioned this isn't the end of the recipe. There's still a lot more else to come. And speaking about else, we've got some golfers on the couch.
That is amazing.
Yeah, that was
so
spot
from
on.
fashion to chicken to now the greatest sport in the world. The South African Women's Masters Golf Tournament kicked off today, and right now we're joined by the defending champion all the way from England, Rebecca Hudson, welcome, and of course two very determined local sisters, Yolanda and Siyethemba Duma, who are well on their way to being golf champions themselves. Welcome to Afternoon Express. So you started playing today until Saturday. How was today's game?
It was very tough out there today. You've had some wind, and yes, there was rumours. It did rain this morning, I can confirm. We got rain.
Oh, no.
So it did get a little bit wet this morning. I come from Europe, I expected no rain, and yes, everyone was like, I've brought it. So
Well, good for you. We need the rain as much as possible, actually.
But after that, it cleared up. It was tough out there today. I don't think any of us had the most fantastic first round, but it's a 3-day tournament, so we can try hard tomorrow.
Yeah.
What is the Sunshine Women's Tournament all about?
The Sunshine Ladies Tour is it's a series of 8 tournaments all over South Africa.
Yeah.
It started at Huddle Park 2 weeks ago in Joburg and finishes middle of March. And it's about a development tour, it's about giving amateurs a chance to play with some top professionals, it's about learning, and for professionals, it's about us competing, earning some money, and really going out there and trying to become the South African Women's Masters champion.
And finally, we are getting so many more professional female golfers in South Africa.
Absolutely.
Enter the Duma sisters. Now, basically, you guys are our answer to Serena and Venus Williams, because I think your father taught you how to play golf, and you guys are just killing it. I mean, did you always have the passion to play?
Yes, we watched our father play when we were still at a little young age.
Yeah.
Yes. So, yeah, we were interested. So we also joined, started playing with the development. And then after that, we went to the NEL's Foundation. Yes, now we're pros. So.
Did you always love it, or is it something that grew? Did you grow a love for it? I mean, I think you were 6 and 8 when your father started teaching you. Did you know what you were doing then?
Yes, we loved it. We loved it very much. We always wanted to compete and all that. So, yeah.
Okay, now, I don't believe anyone when they say that they love golf that much, because I love golf that much. But I feel like there's this constant torture between loving it and hating it, because you can have the best, you know, swing, and then, well, maybe just me, but you guys are professional. But it's really very difficult. It's a mental game, not just a physical game, no?
Yeah.
How do you prepare for something like this tournament?
You must plan a shot that you want to play.
Yeah.
And then you must concentrate, and you must tell yourself that you are going to hit this ball straight to that hole. Yeah.
Yeah, just
then
mentally
the good
preparing
results
yourself
will
every
come.
step of the way.
How much time do you spend practicing every day?
We're starting from about 8 o'clock till 5 o'clock, and we must stick to that schedule.
Whoa.
Amazing.
That is a lot of golf.
Yes, it is.
Rebecca, you're the defending champion. What is the competition like out there?
It's fantastic, and I've played on the Sunshine Tour since, I think, 2006. I've come over here. I love it. What South Africa does in all sports, and how we are here to inspire the amateurs to come play with us. I absolutely love coming out here. You have a wonderful country.
Yeah.
We just need to get more girls from Europe coming here and playing.
Exactly. Because I think that when the Sunshine Tour first started, I mean, it was as popular as what Donald Trump was, really. It was really, like, quite frowned upon. But now it's an amazing event. I think on Saturday there's going to be quite a huge turnout, because it's for free for everybody to go and watch. And, of course, it's going to be incredibly inspiring to see all of our female players.
Yeah, the female golfers, it's not like the men's game yet, but, you know, we actually play a game that people can relate to. The men hit it so far, and people stand there and try and hit it really hard.
Yeah.
What we do is we have a tempo and we have a rhythm, and it's great. And all I can say to people is come and watch and come and see what the women can do.
Yeah.
And South African women as well,
Exactly.
not just internationals.
I'm just so glad that I've got the three of you here, because, you know, it's that classic case of when you're sitting next to a doctor at a dinner party and you start asking all medical questions. So if I may, a little bit later, I'm going to show you my swing.
And if you're in Cape Town over the weekend, make sure you head over to Rondebosch Golf Course and support. Entry is free, so you have no excuse. We'll be right back.
It's so fascinating to talk more about golf because it's one of the most recent skills that I've learned, and I've fallen so in love with golfing. It is such a stress release. It really, really is a gentleman's sport, even though most people would say it's cricket. Now, I'm so excited.
Why, Dan?
After the break, I get to introduce you to somebody very special. My pumpkin. Literally, my pumpkin. We're making this after the break. You're back with us on the Afternoon Express in our loft kitchen today on the Afternoon Express. You see what I did there? It's like a nice train ride. It's super smooth. And we're helping you guys create something so delicious. It's the perfect snack for any time of the day. It's got the right combination of carbs, the right combination of proteins. And now all we need to do is add through the vegetables. Indeed.
Cool, you ready? So let's start off by talking about the vegetables. Can you pass me those pumpkins?
Told you I'd introduce you to my pumpkin. My pumpkin's in the loft and I'm so happy to have her.
I don't know if she's happy to have you.
You're about to chop her up and throw her into a dish.
No, because she comes chopped already.
Oh.
So that's cool. So the diced pumpkin goes into a bowl.
Yeah.
You don't forget your own jokes.
I am a little bit. I'm in one of those moods today. It's too close to the weekend for me not to be weird.
Okay, cool. Salt goes in, pepper. And I'm loving spice. I think this year, the biggest thing about trying to eat sensibly and you're kind of watching what you're eating, but you don't want to get into that like rut of having
plain,
boiled chicken.
boring food.
Yeah, you might as well just eat this, like, dinner. Eat. You don't want to do that. You got to go big and bold when it comes to spices. The spices are great, enhance the flavor of everything you're eating and make you feel like you've had a meal.
Great. So what are you doing to this one?
So
for
normally
the
where this is like done, a little bit of olive oil goes to the oven. No, we're going to actually beef it up a little bit. So a little more cumin goes in. Cumin gives it that nice earthiness to complement the sweetness of the pumpkin.
Yeah.
It's really great.
And you did throw cumin into your chicken too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So it's going to complement that too.
Throw cumin on everything. Your kid wakes up in the morning, what's the basic? Cumin. Kid's done.
The problem is if you had a television presenter named Min, it would be a real problem because it's cumin and they're going to be like, and then it's not their time. And then you're throwing that in.
So then as we move along with the recipe, Dan, you're so funny. Okay, cool. Extra virgin olive oil goes in, not a lot, just a little, just a coat.
Cool.
And then I'm loving smoked paprika right now.
Is that what this is?
Nope.
Oh, no, that's not what that is.
That's, guess what it is?
That smells really delicious.
It's cumin.
Oh, is it?
Okay, cool. A little smoked paprika goes in there. The smokiness is really awesome. Dan, I love being in the kitchen with you.
Toss that up, chuck it onto a nice baking tray, and I think you throw that in the oven for how long?
I'd say for about 35 minutes or 40 minutes. You want the pumpkin to kind of char.
Oh, lovely.
Ooh, like this one.
Delicious.
The charring is great because that brings out the natural sweetness in there, the natural sugars come out there. It takes a normal pumpkin to another level, creating diversity in flavors, which is very, very important.
So quick tip for me, I try to cook pumpkin as well as butternut in the oven before, and it generally takes quite a long time to cook, and if it does take a long time to cook, it doesn't seem to reduce as nicely as that. Any tips on how to make it perfect?
Yeah.
Oil, no oil?
Yeah, 180. Don't play around with the temperature. Okay. 180 for safety, and it really, really works with this recipe, and when it comes to cooking pumpkin in general.
Long. 180, and keep it in there for as long as you can.
Yeah, and don't fiddle with it.
Okay.
Once it goes down, leave it.
Oh, that's maybe my problem. I
Have
keep
you
trying
been
to toss it
stirring?
around.
Damn.
Yeah, even tone, but no.
Cool, so what I've got in here, I've got some spring onions ready, because I love spring onions.
Delicious,
They're in there
nice
ready, so we're going to kind of build up more flavor.
My favorite things in the whole world. These things saved the day when Woolies started to stock them. They're amazing.
Toasted coconut. So you get them in Woolies stores. They're really, really awesome. We're going to add this to our plate right now. That's going to add a bit of crunch, a bit of nuttiness, and a bit of flavor. You full of nuttiness, to be honest, my friend.
Yeah, I don't need any more in my dish anyway. Honestly, these things are life-made. They are life goals when it comes to food. I'm going to actually steal one off the top. They've got that
so
toastiness
delicious
of
and
the
so
coconut.
good for you. When
you can buy desiccated coconut, but this is the toastiness of it all, which is honestly so yum.
And when it comes to like good fats that we're all talking about right now, what better fat you get than coconut fat?
Yeah, and it is trending at the moment. Coconut is a very, very big ingredient to keep using.
A lot of lemon juice. Lemon juice will never, ever, ever die. What do you call these, Dan?
You call those mange tout.
Not?
Oh, sugar snaps.
No.
No, mange tout.
No, Jeannie and I was talking about the way that people completely mispronounce it.
Mange tout.
Mangstoot.
Mange tout.
Mangetout.
Mangstoot. I'm going to go get those from my Woolies, eh? Mangstoot, eh?
I just like to cut those in half. Those go in. And what am I missing? What am I missing?
Your
a little
chicken.
bit of coriander. Dad, I'm putting you on herb duty.
Yeah.
Some coriander goes in. Some basil goes in. And I'm going to slice up a beautiful crusted chicken. I mean, look at this chicken, Dad. How good is that?
Looks delicious. It's
Cool.
cooked to perfection. Nice little snack you've thrown in there.
There we go.
All the freshness of the basil, as well as obviously your coriander on top, is just going to top this off yummy. And if this wants to maybe be the dinner that you're going to make for your family or your friends, and keep it as a snack, maybe in a lunchbox if your kids are heading to school and want to surprise them with something super delicious, the keyword is chicken. You can SMS that to 33650 at a cost of R1.50. Your free SMSs don't apply. And obviously, if you can get this recipe, you'll get everything on your mobile device, from the recipe itself to all of the ingredients and shopping lists, etc. Do it right now. And if you missed any of the steps on how exactly to put these things together, have a look at this.
Aren't you guys loving this place? So I read this article written by the world's oldest yoga teacher. She's 102 years old, and they say to her, what is your secret to happiness? And she said, every morning when you wake up, you say, today is going to be the best day of my life. And it will be. And today was. I've got my new best friend, and I've perfected my golf swing.
Oh, my word.
Ooh, when we weren't looking while he was making mange tout.
Mange tout chicken crusted. And it could be your dinner, guys. Enjoy it. Good night. We'll see you same time, same place tomorrow. Liz Mayring's in the loft.
Thank you for joining us.
Good night. Love you. Let's eat. Guys, can I dish you anything to eat?
Dish yourself up.
Another feel-good production.
Our restaurant is called Farafina Cafe and Lounge. Farafina means from the black people or colored people. Our cuisine is Afro-fusion, so it is based in Africa, but we also have American-style food that it's a little more familiar for a lot of people.
My name is Carmen Solomons. Yeah, I'm a chef at Farafina restaurant in Harlem. If you like fish, we have a big fish called, it's very traditional from the west coast of Africa. It's called poisson la braise. Most of the American public believe that African food is just like put rice and the sauce on top. So what we're trying to do here is different. You can also have that beautiful cuisine that we have with a good taste and also a good presentation of food that we're doing.